What's going on, guys? It's the Bearded One, and you found Bottom Tier Collector, the internet's most bottom tier channel. Super raw, unedited video here today, as they all usually are. This will be my first official video in the new man cave, but it is far from done. I got boxes and mess everywhere. I need to do a lot of unpacking. I need to get shelves to decorate and, create a little space. But I pulled up all the comics I'm setting aside for my son, and I thought it would be interesting to just kind of go through them and maybe if I have any comments, just talk about them for a second. So here we are. I'm going to flip you around, and there are the comics. It's not a whole terribly lot of them. Initially, I thought I was going to get rid of these for store credit, but there's a little bit of value to these. And my son, he's only 4 years old, mind you, but my son shows interest in Batman. So I figured maybe one day, if he wants to be like his old man and collect comic books, I could get him started with this pile of Batman books. Right here, this is the first comic book I ever purchased in a comic book store, the first comic I ever put in my hands. I've talked about this issue before. I don't have a lot of regret, like I don't lose sleep over this comic, but the only reason I bought this comic is because I thought, you're supposed to buy a vintage Batman comic if you're a comic book collector. That's what you're supposed to be doing. I was worried about what you were supposed to be doing in the hobby and not what I wanted to be doing in the hobby. And so I paid like $12 for this issue. I don't think there's any value to it. I just thought I needed a vintage Batman comic in my collection, and it turns out I don't even care about the character Batman for real. I like some of the movies. I love Christian Bale Batman, Adam West Batman, Batman the Animated Series, but that's about where my fandom stops. So I loved some of the comics, reading some of the comics in this pile, but ended up just falling out of love with Batman, and I don't even collect. I haven't bought a Batman issue in, God, almost 10 years. I've been in the hobby for 9 years, and I'd say at least 7 or 8 years I have not bought a Batman comic. But yeah, these are some of the other issues. No offense to any of you Batman fans out there. There are some minor keys I have in my personal collection that I might still give to my son later on, but I just want them separated out so I can take care of those minor keys. Yeah, when I first got into the hobby, one of my goals was to hunt down... I like this cover. I should have got Marv Wolfman to sign this for me. I really like that cover. What was I talking about? Anyways, yeah, I have a few minor keys separated out so I can take care of them, but I think I'm going to give them to my son at some point in the future. If my son decides that, oh, here's a War of the Gods. I read all the Lobo appearances of War of the Gods. I didn't know Batman had a book, had an issue in it. This is an interesting cover right here. Yeah, I've got a lot of Nightfall stuff. Oh, I remember what I was talking about. It was one of my goals when I first got into the hobby to collect all of Volume 1. I knew I wasn't going to be able to buy every single episode really, every single issue of Batman Volume 1, but I just thought it would be a cool, lifelong hunt. Doug Munch drew Batman for a little bit. Tell how much I know about this stuff. Swamp Thing? Swamp Thing was in Batman. Yeah, I haven't read a lot of these at all. Pretty interesting to go back and look through what I purchased over the years. And here's New 52. This is a regret of mine. I paid $50 for this. I was banking on the fact that Batman would never be restarted again. This would be the only other number one in existence, and I don't. My dog clacking. You can see her run by the bin. Yeah, I was wrong. I might take the keys out of these. I don't know yet. 2, 3. I'm just missing 4, 5, and 6. Yeah, I shop at this place called The Deep, and they slap these huge, god-awful stickers on their books. I hate the stickers, and when I first got into comics, it didn't have a lot of bags and wasn't making a lot of money to afford bags and boards. I would peel these stickers off, and the residue is what you're hearing. Is this Origin of Mr. Freeze? Could be wrong. 10, 11, 12. And I don't have, maybe I have cover A. Clapion. Some of the, actually all 3 of these guys are going to be at Memphis Comic Expo that I'm going to. This was really good. I liked all of this. And this is one of the single best issues. This is the single best issue to me in the run. Great. Clayface story. That's the name. Clayface. And then this is where Batman... Why do I go from 20 to 32? Okay. 32 is just out of place, so 20. Here's 0 year. This 0 year wasn't a fan of. It felt like a 0 year. A year of zero excitement. I got all these. Didn't even realize. This is a cool cover. Goes right there. 33, 34. So when Gary Dugan kind of took over, Futures End, Batman, doesn't read Futures End. Endgame Part 1. Annual. Yeah, I really was falling off with Endgame. It's supposed to be a variant of this, a store that I don't go, I still shop there, but I don't have a box there anymore. They will always give you cover B if cover A has any kind of eBay spec hype on it, and so that's how I obtained this. I usually don't go for variants unless my favorite character logo's on them. And I powered through this. I think that's why I'm missing 42. Okay, there's 42. And then 50. I think I bought 50 just because it's issue 50. And I don't know if I read it. And yeah, the series just tapered off. I don't feel like it was very good after that. But yeah, those are all my Batman issues. I'm setting them aside for my son. Hope you enjoyed this video. Don't give away all your comics. If you parents out there, you might could start a passion with your kids. Give yourself something to do with your kids. If you set aside books for them. I know this hobby can be expensive if you want it to be. So I'm not sitting here trying to make you feel guilty for not wanting to give your kids the keys, the good stuff, but you know, I think if you ever come across books in your PC that you don't really want to be rid of, or you don't necessarily know what to do with them, you don't want to sell them particularly, and you got kids, maybe set them aside. All right, guys, that'll do me for now. Thank you for enjoying this video, liking, subscribing, commenting. It always much appreciated when you support my content. Hopefully, I will be back with a better set. Hopefully, I will be more prepared to do more interesting, more consistent content in the future. All right, guys, until next time.